Good afternoon and a very warm welcome from the Arctic. Warm. We have just entered the Arctic Circle and we are sailing to Antarctica. And if you haven't watched my previous videos on this South American series, I recommend you to check them out after this one. Right now we are sailing the Drake Passage, the feared Drake Passage, and it has been so far so good. Now while we are sailing in very cold waters and a cold area, we can see some folks swimming here, and I did check out the water previously and it was warm, so that's not a problem. But mostly everyone else, because of the wind factor here on top of the ship, is quite windy, but down there it's not too bad. I don't know if I'm gonna take a dip, maybe not tonight, but maybe at some other point, but that would be an interesting thing to do. So while we are sailing, let's check out the Drake Passage, what it looks like really. And I think it looks actually fairly good for everything that I've heard of it. So looking that way is to the, let me make sure, yeah, to the back side of the ship. And looking this side, somewhere back there should be the Antarctic, and that's very exciting. It's a trip that I never really dreamed about because I thought, no, I would never get there. But when you do get these chances, you take them, and so feeling so grateful to be able to do this one and also share it with you guys. Another interesting thing that I've been noticing is some birds flying around. Not sure you can see them, but there's one there and there's one here, and they've been following the boat all along. And we do see some showers over there. And while I did not record it, they did mention that the waves could potentially get much higher later on this afternoon. Actually, this afternoon, it's actually pretty late. I think it's like 5 p.m. already. But that's another factor, since we are here during the summertime, at least summer for the southern hemisphere. The sun will, stay up until late hours. I think last night 10:30 was still a little bit of light, and from what we understand, that the sun will not fully set, so we will get like a glow on the horizon. So, or it actually does, but it doesn't go too far beneath the horizon. So all of those things are going to be very interesting to take a look at in the coming days. We will be staying for around 4 days around the Antarctic. This video, however, is a little bit more about the Drake Passage, the journey up to now, and I think it has been quite a journey. We did, the captain previously also explained that this is not your typical Caribbean cruise where we're just going to an island and that's it. This is, everything is, when the cruise starts, everything is weather permitting. So if the weather permits, we're in Antarctica. If the weather permits, we are in certain ports or not. Or we may be only able to stay maybe less time, or we should stay more time. Everything can happen, everything can go good or wrong during one of these cruises. So far for me, it's been good. I usually get seasick, but I have to say that it has been under control with medication, but the problem about that is that I do get sleepy, and with the rocking of the boat, yeah, you do get sleepy, so I find myself sleeping a lot, which is not very common. But apart from that, the food has been great, the staff is great, and yeah, just looking forward to my first glance tomorrow morning of yeah, what would it be? I think my 5th continent. Yeah, my 5th continent. And my father is here with me, of course. And, oh, there's an announcement.
For very good afternoon, explorers. Captain speaking from the bridge with an update. The anticipation builds around the ship as we get ready for Elephant Island at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, our introduction to the most remarkable wilderness area on Earth. We will cross 60 degrees south and officially enter Antarctic treaty waters at 1 a.m. early tomorrow morning. Our fantastic lecturers and Antarctic experts Caroline and Chris will be on the bridge at 6:30 tomorrow morning to start their commentary. And if you would like to hear the commentary in your staterooms and any of the commentary throughout the cruise, use the VOD, the video on demand tabs on your TVs, first choosing live TV and then selecting bridge camera. Then you'll be able to hear the live commentary in your cabins on this channel. Elephant Island was made famous, of course, as part of the legendary survival ordeal of Ernest Shackleton's endurance expedition. And as we pass by tomorrow, I invite you to imagine, if you would, that you were one of Shackleton's crew marooned there with no means of communication or escape, and without anyone in the world knowing that you were there. Chilling. Pun intended. Ladies and gentlemen, our voyage of discovery at the bottom of the world begins tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, so the anticipation is definitely building. I think we got the announcement now in Spanish. I'm going to cut it briefly. I'll be right back.
Buenas tardes. Este es un mensaje por parte del capitán desde el puente del mando.
So, well, they have some announcement. Let's get some ice cream. So, can I have 2 ice cream? Chocolate? Yes? Good morning, everyone. Today we have arrived at Antarctica, or kind of. So we could not see it yet, unfortunately, but it's somewhere back there, and it's kind of disappointing. You want to, get here and see it right away, but that's not happening right now. It is super misty. We can barely see that back part of the ship.
Still not much to see, but it appears to be getting a little brighter, and we're on the lookout for any of the peaks of the range of the island.
Well, a very good morning, everyone. This is the captain speaking from the bridge with an update. Well, on the south side, we were able to see some of the peaks of Elephant Island, but that's about it. It's closed in. We're not going to waste any time, because once the fog settles in like this, it can last for literally 2 days. So our time is precious, so we have to move on. And now we are aiming for our second target of the day, Admiralty Bay. And we expect to be there about 6 p.m. and we'll stay till 9 p.m. So don't be discouraged by this. It happens from time to time, and when it does, we just move on. So the next one is Admiralty Bay. Again, those times, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. this evening. I will come back with another update at 5 p.m. just to let you know that ETA is accurate. So again, don't be discouraged at all. The best is yet to come by far. We've got some magnificent sights to see ahead of us.
Folks, welcome again to Antarctica. And we have been sailing since this morning. We went past the Elephant Island. I got a few photos, a few shots. but the weather hasn't been the most clear. I mean, we are really dependent on the weather in this area, but we have been able to, right now it's around 4 p.m. we have been able to see another island here in the background, and we've been able to see some whales, some penguins early on, and certainly some birds, some albatross birds and things like that. And just the scenery has been, you know, like mind-blowing. We haven't even gotten as close yet, and it's still like so amazing to see so much snow and ice on top of the mountains nearby, near the islands. I mean, it's so far it's been an incredible experience, and from what we understand, it's only going to get better and better. Now, the cold has been reasonable, very, very reasonable, and this afternoon I only had like 2 layers. Right now I have 3, only because you keep standing in it, so you stand for like maybe half an hour in it, and it hasn't been too bad. As long as it's not very windy, it's certainly doable. I thought it was going to be much colder, but this is just the first day, so let's see how the rest of this trip goes on. And I can tell you the excitement every time a whale comes close to the ship. Everybody gets really, really excited. Now, as cool as whale watching is, that's nice, but right now we're gonna get some hot chocolate. Yeah, hot chocolate. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna sit right next to the window just in case, even though the windows are not very clear, but maybe I could still get a shot if anything shows up. Cheers, Antarctica style hot chocolate. Guys, forget everything I said about not being cold. It's very cold right now, but we are at the Admiral Island, and this is definitely a much better look at what Antarctica is all about, and it's our first closer look to the glaciers, and this is everything I dream of that it's always been. We are getting also closer to some of the bases. I do believe they said Brazil. I cannot right now remember the other one. We'll try to find out and put it somewhere in the video. And just everybody checking out this beautiful, beautiful area. and I did take some shots with the other camera, but the bases are, one of them is right here, so beneath that pointy shaped mountain. And let me see if I can spot the other one. The other one is a much bigger base, which is this one. I do believe I see something here on the right side too. Wow, this is what an experience. I feel super blessed right now to be able to be here and to be able to bring you guys along if you ever get the chance. This is a trip of a lifetime, something that I will never forget. Wow. I said it in one of my first vlogs ever. I said, this is why you travel. This is why you travel. Wow. Now, there are a lot of things that we need to keep in mind when we are in this area. For example, we do not get to use even napkins, paper cups, paper straws, anything like that. We have to take good care of our trash, etc. But we are still doing some rounds in this bay, and I'm lost for words, really, what I am seeing. You can only think of it or see it on TV, on YouTube, wherever, and you may have seen it all your life, but there's definitely a reason to one day, you know, save for such a trip and make the effort to come here. And yeah, I'm lost out of words, really, how beautiful this is. And this is just the first real day here in Antarctica, so I'm wondering so much more that we'll see all throughout the next couple of days that we're going to stay here. And we've seen some icebergs, not too big, of course, very, very small parts. For example, there are many of them here along this area, along this beach. And I've zoomed in with so many shots, which I will be showing you guys all over. But it's just, I mean, undescribable how beautiful it is. And my father's also taking many, many shots. We'll probably put up a gallery with all of the photos that we have. And one that we really liked is this one. This peak, but very few areas where you can see like some grass growing. But of course, no trees, not at all. And to our understanding, this is also the area that we will be is about 2% of what all of Antarctica, only 2% is land. The rest is ice, is snow and ice. But I can't imagine it getting more beautiful than this. And another thing worth pointing out is my father's been to Alaska. He's done the Alaska cruise. He's done this South American cruise, but through the Chilean fjords, which is beautiful unto itself, and also the Norwegian one. And he's blown away with what he's seeing here.
First of 2 big days tomorrow. It's a long day, and it's a spectacular day. So get some rest as we reposition the ship in safe waters.
Good morning again, folks, from a snowy Antarctica this time. Quite snowy back there. And we are today at the Wilhelmina Bay.
Even though it's high summer, it is snowing. As it continues like this, there may be enough snow to make a few snowballs, but I should remind you that under the Antarctic Treaty, the Antarctic is a place for peace. So please, no snowball fights out there on the open deck.
So guys, I'm not very sure where I was with my story, but it is uncommon to be snowing in Antarctica, believe it or not, in summertime. And as we are sailing, we get information. So they are talking on the speakers, as you heard, explaining about everything that we are seeing and where we are especially. And that's very, very interesting. But right now, the visibility is not so good. So this guy decided to go in the whirlpool. In the meantime, we just got some heavy snow a moment ago. Right now it's still pretty good. Let's take a look here. That looks like a whirlpool itself and a bird hanging around. Guys, look at how close we are passing next to the icebergs. And right now entering an incredibly beautiful area with 1, 2, 3, at least 3 glaciers. filming this for you guys, but also filming it for my own collection, my own like, so I can remember this the best possible. Guys, after a short break, we are now in the afternoon. It's around 2 p.m. and we are now checking out yet an incredible area here with some very high mountains. I do believe the boat is turning around here, doing like a 180 or something. And it's just stunningly beautiful, as is everywhere, but this one we got really close to it. We've been hoping for some ice to break and we can film it, but haven't seen one and haven't heard anyone seeing one, so maybe it's just not happened this time around yet, but you never know. I do see some over here that are definitely possible candidates of breaking. No problem. So even the ship's workers come out. I assume they give them like a few minutes to check out during their work hours. I find that really nice for them to do that. They work so hard and do such a magnificent job. They deserve to check these beauty of our nature out as well. Oh, this is just unbelievable. We're gonna go now on the other side. I'll be using my other camera to get some close-up shots for you guys. And over here is like the spa. And let's check out this side that we didn't realize, because we just got back on the deck, and usually I'm up there somewhere. I like it up there because you have the view of both sides. But for now, here is very, very nice also.
Lion Island.
we're getting out of this channel. But first, not first without getting some more spectacular views. And I'm assuming we're getting out right here somewhere. I've just passed quite a large iceberg, and so much snow everywhere you look. 360. And there's supposed to be a base camp somewhere here. I'm gonna look with it for it in just a bit with the other camera. But things that I'm kind of like surprised is that I haven't seen as many penguins as I was expecting to. Maybe this is just not their region, I don't know. But a lot of whales, a lot of birds, some penguins of course, as you saw in the video. But the scenery itself is just continues to be out of this world. And when people describe this as being like, feeling like you're not on planet Earth, it looks like a different planet. And now being here now, I can understand why they say that, because it truly is how it feels going through these waters. So guys, somewhere out here there's supposed to be a small US base and also a British base, I do believe, and we were barely able to spot them, and also like a boat. And from the shots you will understand how high these mountains are. Like the boat looks like minuscule next to it. But the other, like one of the bases we spotted, not sure which one it was, very small, and I'm on the lookout for the second one. And while they did announce it, I haven't been able to actually see it, so no idea really. But we're about to exit the channel, so who knows. We can see the waves again, because on this side it seems fairly calm, and when you see on this side the waters are getting choppy, so we expect some movement again. But tomorrow we'll have more, and I do believe later on today we'll still have something. Apparently the captain does have like a surprise for us, but he's not telling what it is. So I'm looking forward to that, if it happens, if the weather permits. So right here is where the other base is, and we are heading straight to Antarctica. So what you see there is the mainland Antarctica, as we were just informed.
But we're heading due south towards the Antarctic continent, and we're heading down to about 65 degrees where those mountains are.
Yeah, so we'll get to the 65 degrees, and just gonna try to get some good shots here. I think enough of this cold. I think I'm gonna get a hot chocolate again. Good morning, folks. This is our last day in Antarctica, and we got some snow on the ship, some ice also on here, and where else? And here and some other places. We were hit by like a storm yesterday and the day before, and yeah, it's been tough, but right now we are finally getting to see the Elephant Island, and it's quite nice. This will be our last view of Antarctica, unfortunately, and after this we'll be heading again to the feared Drake Passage, and what the captain said yesterday, that we are expecting 5-meter Waves, that's about 15 feet, more or less. I'm hoping for much less than that because the last couple of days have been not impossible to deal with, but certainly very, very tough. And yeah, it's part of this whole journey coming here to Antarctica. But yeah, this is more or less our last couple of minutes of viewing Antarctica. And in case you ever do visit Antarctica with the Sapphire Princess, I do recommend you going up there if you can. It does get quite windy though, but it's got the best views from both sides. Today we're not worrying about the right side of the ship because everything's going to be on our left side. And a lot of folks, this is a fairly early morning, like 7 a.m. The sun has been up though for quite a few hours already, so yeah, and you have so much sunlight during the summer here. I wouldn't say it's the whole day, but I think the sun goes down for a couple of hours, like 2 or 3 hours, and then comes back up. From what I can notice, certainly a lot of smaller ice with some maybe icebergs somewhere over here, and a lot of glaciers again. We started with a beautiful one still there. I got a shot of it, and a large one over there. I do believe it's the largest one of this island, and one here, there. I mean, so many of them. Folks, I want to thank you for watching my Antarctica series. Right now we're heading north through the Drake Passage, as I said, and we'll leave the ice down there. The captain asked us not to have any fights with the ice. And hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it very, very interesting. Thank you so much for joining me in this incredible almost life-changing trip. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye. Be pending for more videos from South America. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. Bye-bye, folks. And it's good?
Rum, orange juice, ainda agora mais que igual. Mas tá bom, tá bom.